Hello, my name is John and I live with someone who has celiac disease. Now, you may be watching this video because you want to cater for someone with celiac disease, and so thank you, you've come to the right place. Let's go straight to the kitchen and find out how. Welcome to the kitchen. Now, the first thing you must know about celiac disease is it is not the same as a gluten intolerance. Celiac disease is far more fatal and can do serious damage over the years if you continue to eat gluten. So, this is why we want to avoid it. Lesson number 1 is quite simply no wood. Wood is absorbent of everything it touches, and that goes for gluten as well. But John, you may declare, you have a wooden vegetable steamer. Yes, indeed I do. But this has never ever touched gluten, nor will it ever, otherwise it instantly becomes unusable. There are so many alternatives to using good old wood, such as rubber, plastic, metal, whatever this is, and glass. You don't need to use wood, and so I would recommend that you don't. Now the next thing to learn is what contains gluten. The 3 most notorious cereals that contain gluten are wheat, barley, and rye. Everything else is more or less fine. Now, just because everything else doesn't necessarily contain gluten does not mean you should not be wary. When you are out shopping, the main rule is always to check. Let me give you some examples. So, number 1 on the list is corn flour. The clue's in the title, corn. Does it contain gluten? It will say, no it doesn't, thankfully. What about gravy granules? They contain barley and wheat. Sugar doesn't contain gluten, but still worth checking. Oats. Oats are originally gluten-free, and this even says it's a wheat-free recipe. However, it says right here, we cannot guarantee our ingredients are wheat and nut-free. Wheat, which means these are not good. Vinegar. Malt vinegar contains gluten. Balsamic vinegar, you're normally fine, but still, check. If something says gluten-free on it, normally it's gluten-free. If something says wheat-free, it may still have gluten in, because gluten is not just wheat. Remember, barley and rye. Couscous. Wheat. Let's be honest, we can live without couscous, but these things are a little bit harder to live without. For example, beer. Main ingredient, water. And then barley, obviously. And of course, everyone's favourite, flour. The clue's the picture, full of wheat. And here's a personal tragedy for myself. Marmite. It has wheat, barley, and rye in it. However, I'm not celiac, so... So after that small Marmite interlude, let's conclude. We have learned that celiac disease is dangerous. We've learned that wood is not a friend of celiacs. And we've also learned that gluten can get into many, many things. And the main thing to do is check. Many supermarkets today have wonderful free-from sections. And personally, as one who shops for gluten-free items lots of the time, I would say that Morrison's is currently the best for their gluten-free range. Gluten-free food is more expensive. It is sometimes double or triple the price of non-gluten-free food. And so the best thing to do is not to buy gluten-free, but to actually just go for foods that are naturally gluten-free. You'll find in most cases that fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, potatoes, rice, and lots of pulses are gluten-free, but still always check, especially with the pulses, because gluten sometimes gets into the packets because of the factory itself. And so there we have it, that's the end of our video, and I hope that you are more educated now about how to properly look after your celiac guests. Thanks for watching. Hello, and welcome to How to Cook for a Celiac. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to cook for a celiac.